Now, if you were doing this, and let's say it was Andy and he was managing this holistically, and let's say that when he formed his holistic goal, he said, all right, I'll just get started for the first year or two. Just get the ball rolling, get the leases done, etc. Now, fairly soon, on a ranch, he'll want to map the land. Okay, and that's not done when you're doing the holistic goal, but after a year or two, when you feel comfortable that you really know the ranch well, then what I'd like to get people doing is mapping that land and saying, all right, here's an aerial photograph or whatever it is, and in the future, I don't want all this thick brush. So in some of the more productive areas, this brush has got too thick to deal with animals, okay? I want this clear, and I want this to be an open parkland effect, so it'll be mapped there. And then there'll be other areas where I want thick brush for the deer and for cover. And I don't want any of this Texas style in long strips of brush clearing, because I want maximum edge effect. And where do you get the maximum edge effect? With straight lines or with a jigsaw puzzle? Jigsaw puzzle. So I want this in a jigsaw puzzle where there's patches of bush, patches of cover, etc. And you'll just map that out. And there may be a badly gulling, eroding pit through the farm. Okay, but 100 years from now, 50 years from now, that's going to be a series of ponds and bass and fish or whatever. Just map that out. Because if it's mapped now, it gives you every year something to work towards, and not haphazardly doing various things. So you would just progress, Andy, like we're talking of, get that holistic goal, maybe lease grazing. You may decide to invest from the oil, whatever, and you start to build up. You're comfortable with it, your planned grazing is working, but the main thing you're trying to do is to remove the cause of that. That is there because you had too much rest, okay? Now, when you're absolutely happy you've overcome the rest problem, like Graham was talking of, that those people are doing, when you're happy you've overcome that, okay, and no grass is oxidizing or getting damaged by rest, etc., now is the time when you would test the decision to clear that. Now, if it's a big ranch, what I always say to people is, look, you intuitively know that things are coming right, you're monitoring, you're assuming you're wrong, it's coming right, you know you're getting towards where you might want to clear that. Now, jump ahead. So I would say, okay, I reckon in about 2 to 3 years' time I'll be ready to do something about that. Okay, now I jump ahead and I just do what I call look-see trials. Forget bloody replications, you're not a researcher. Forget all that crap, okay? And just take blocks of your land and talk to experts and others and get their opinion. How would you clear this? What do you do in Texas? Use bulldozers? Do you use chains? Do you use chemicals? Whatever. Just find out and talk to neighbors. What have you done? And you might clear one patch of 50 acres one way, another a different way, the way where you're wanting it cleared, and then keep on with your planned grazing and everything and just see what happens. Did that come back rapidly to brush? If so, hold off. Don't do any more until you really get on top of the problem. If it didn't rapidly come back to brush, okay, I'm comfortable now to keep doing more of that. Do you see how it's just common sense? Just common sense. Step by step doing what you want. And you're 100% in charge. It's nobody else's holistic goal. And if somebody comes and says you're not managing holistically properly, tell them where to go. It's yours. I stress that because so many people seem to worry about what others think, instead of just looking after their own family, their own life.